Okay, we're back now, and we're looking at the 2014 Indomie Independence Day Awards for Heroes of Nigeria. This award ceremony was started in 2008 and has seen a total of 21 winners emerge so far. And this yearly CSR initiative is that of the Dufil Prima Foods Plc, makers of Nigeria's popular noodles brand, Indomie Instant Noodles. To have this conversation with us about how this award ceremony is going to happen and what will be done during it, so we've got in the house Mr. Tokwe Ashuaju, who is the PR manager of Dufil Prima Foods Plc. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Good morning.
Well, a number of kids will say Indomie noodles is Nigerian noodles. They don't want to know any other noodle. They just say Nigerian noodles, especially kids in diaspora. They say Nigerian noodles, irrespective of which other brand it is.
In fact, the word Indomie is synonymous with noodles.
Noodles, end of story.
When you say Indomie,
it doesn't
no matter what brand of noodle you're holding, it is Indomie.
Right.
Okay, now tell us about this award. 21 winners have emerged since 2008, and then you've got 2014. How many winners are you expecting this year?
Incidentally, the 2014 edition had happened. It happened last weekend, and it started as an initiative of Dufil Prima Foods Plc in the year 2008, when we realized as a company that we needed to celebrate the Nigerian child. And basically we found out, I mean, it's a known fact that majority of the people that have been celebrated and awarded in Nigeria have been those so-called high-up individuals. And of course, you know, when adults perform some feats, you know, naturally is an expectation of some things to come. But this particular set of children are children who, out of their own volition, had done wonderfully well, things that are worth emulating without having it in mind that some rewards or measures will come someday. So we decided that, yes, we wanted to play actively in that segment, and that's why as a company we decided that, yes, we will celebrate the Nigerian child, we will celebrate those heroic acts performed by them, and that is what we have done so far.
What kind of things were you celebrating? Give us an example, one, two, or three example of the kind of children that have emerged as winners.
For instance, the first winner in 2008 was a boy named Khalil Bala. As of then, he was 12 going to 13-year-old, whose house was burning. And of course, everybody ran out of the house. You know, instinctively, he just realized that his younger sister was left in the burning house. And of course, a lot of adults were scared. He went back into the inferno. He saved the younger sister. Unfortunately, he wasn't so lucky. He had his feet badly burnt. And of course, several surgeries had to be performed on him. And we looked at it like, okay, yes, for him to have done that, not considering the level of risk involved, he went back because it was his younger sister. I mean, he had something to prove to the adults around him that, yes, I mean, you wouldn't just leave my younger sister in that burning house. The second year, for instance, was a boy named Dimbache. If you remember the DC-130 plane crash that happened some time back, where you had the military officers that the plane crashed, he was the first boy that got on site, and he had to travel several kilometers to get to that point. And of course, he sacked one of the passengers of the plane, got their phone, and had to call his father. His father there was in church, and of course, his father didn't believe him. He traveled back again down the mountain to go and mobilize people to come, and of course they were able to rescue 5 of the passengers then. And we felt, yes, for that young age, he had an option of just walking away. I mean, he didn't know any one of them. He probably would have just looked at the plane and said, oh, what's this?
Too bad.
And too bad for them. None of my people are there, and he will have walked away. So you have several of this that had happened, and of course for that age bracket, we felt once we are able to celebrate these children, once we're able to recognize those good deeds that they have done, of course, it's setting a generation on the right path. And we feel in future, of course, we stand to benefit as a country, because once you train them, you have a better future.
Yeah,
what led to this initiative in the first place?
We have done several CSR activities, in the past, which we still do till date. But what actually led to this was because we realized that we weren't celebrating our children enough. Some of these things just go unrecognized. And it's, if you don't recognize them, then other children will not see it as something worth emulating. And as a company, we just decided that, yes, if we celebrate with them, if we recognize them, it means we are blowing it larger than life for other people to see as well, with the help of the media.
So what has been the impact on other young people when they see the caliber of young people with the kind of achievement that has led to their being winners, emerging winners of this award? How has other children reacted to it?
Okay, it's been tremendous so far, because aside from just winning, it has now made them, most of them, if not all, have made them role models in their community. People begin to look at them and see something quite different about them. Even parents begin to look at their children and say, hey, if Khalil Bala can do this, we're not saying every child should go back into the burning house, but I'm saying that that true love, that true spirit should be in you from that particular age. Irrespective of if you're going to get a reward or not, the love must be there. And that's why I said, even right now, we've had histories of people that we have traced who we actually, before then, were on ground zero, and today their lives are better off. We've had people who are physically challenged who have won some of these editions, and of course, if you look at where they were before they won and where they are presently, because we also keep a track of how they're doing, because automatically it's like they become a brand ambassador to the to Indomie. So we also ensure that not just winning alone, we also keep a track of how they are doing till date, and I can tell you that it's been a wonderful experience with them, and they're proud for whom they are.
Why was the award tied to Independence Day?
Okay, the country's Independence Day is October 1st, and we looked at it that, okay, that's about the time whereby some of these bigwigs are celebrated. That's when the award is being bestowed on
the national
award and stuff like that.
Okay.
And ultimately, we're looking at a situation whereby, of course, if we're going to be consistent about this, we're going to do it for as long as we can. We're looking at a situation by nationally, even the presidency will be able to say, yes, you have done this. Now it's time for us to be able to merge even your own award. Be able to recognize children alongside with the older members of the society. It's not impossible. You find out that while they are doing all this award for the big wigs, we can actually celebrate the children amongst us with them.
Okay, so what else has Dufil Prima Foods Plc done in the area of supporting these children? Is it just a case of, now you're a winner, here is $500,000, here's 1 million naira, thank you very much, bye. What else do you do?
Okay, now they actually win. What they win is the first winner goes home with a 1 million naira education scholarship, while the second winner goes home with 750,000 naira scholarship, and the third winner goes home with 500,000 naira. Now, it's not just about handing the money over to them, but ensuring, for those who are in school, ensuring that they actually go through that career path properly. Because we've had instances whereby, by the time you release the funds, there's so many challenges that, even the parents were facing then, and they probably want to just use that money to just solve those problems. We said, hey, no, it won't be for you to marry another wife, or you to buy another car, or for you to do. It's strictly an educational fund. We have an agreement with some of the banks that we use, and we say the disbursement of the funds should be solely for the winner's education. Of course, allowances will be made for some percentage, because we can't say it's totally for education. If children are not feeding well, if the parents are not feeding well, even the child will not be able to read. So what we've done is that we've made some allowances for them. And thereafter, because they are also brand ambassadors of the company, we keep a track of their performances. Now, besides what we have given out, it's interesting to tell you that, I mean, at the last event, we had well-meaning Nigerians, I mean, who looked at who looked at what the children had done, and of course, they supported, I mean, the 2014 edition, for instance. The first winner will automatically be going home with almost 2.5 million naira, because at the event, after giving 1 million naira, somebody well-meaning Nigeria, the managing director of a bank, donated additional 1 million naira. A senator who was present in the event also gave her 150,000 naira. And of course, one man, I mean, chief, I don't know if I'm permitted to mention the names, but I mean, gave 350,000 naira. So it means the first person alone is going home with almost about 2,650,000 naira. And the second winner...
But you said it's a scholarship thing.
Yes.
So you don't really give her the money to take away, do you?
Well, she opens an account, and the account is funded. That's what we do. Okay.
You don't pay to her school directly.
No,
so she's free to go there and take out the money as she likes.
Well, I mean, she gives us all these details, which we do our due diligence to ensure. If she says she's in school, for instance, we want to know the name of the school. We want to be sure, I mean...
you confirm that she's actually in that school.
Now, some are in a particular school, and they feel they could actually get better education. We encourage them. I mean, if parents say, oh, my daughter or my son is currently in this school, I want her to go to a better school. Now the funds are available. Of course, we encourage them to use the funds. It's just to ensure that the funds are adequately used for that education purpose.
Yes.
Okay.